This is MacVoices TV. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner, and this is MacVoices TV at BlogWorld in Las Vegas. I'm in the wetoku booth on the show floor talking to David Lee about wetoku. David, welcome to MacVoices TV.
Hi, thank you very much for having me here today.
Hey, I appreciate it. There's a bit of buzz going around the show floor about your product, so tell us what it's all about. I know you're a startup, so a lot of our viewers are not going to be familiar with what you do.
Yes, we're a humble startup based out of Seoul, Korea. What we do is we help bloggers do talking heads interviews with their webcams. So this is something that was previously out of reach and available to typically bigger companies. But with bloggers producing a lot of stellar content out there on the web, we thought, who better to make premium video content than bloggers? Because they've got the messages that they want to get out there, and when they do interviews, they're in touch with subject matter experts. So using wetoku, there's no software to install. They go to wetoku.com and click on a link to create a video. They send a link to the person they want to interview. Neither of them have to install anything, and the person being interviewed doesn't need to even have an account with wetoku.com.
Okay, that sounds almost like magic. It sounds too good to be true. As someone who has done some of this stuff, you know, there seem to be a lot of hoops to usually jump through, and it sounds like you're eliminating about 98% of those hoops.
Yeah, and that's the thing that really amazed me about what's out there on the internet today. There are a lot of solutions out there for video. I mean, you've got your Ustreams, live streams, Justin TV, you've got WebEx, Adobe Connect, and the list goes on and on and on, and TinyChat. But there was nothing that dealt with this specific problem that bloggers were having, making video interviews. And so I thought, it's not going to be rocket science to do this, and it wasn't. But after we made the prototype in 9 days, my co-founder did that in 9 days, the prototype. And of course, there was a lot of work to do after that. After we did that, we just went off to the races, and there was a lot of customization we did for bloggers to make it as simple as possible. And we designed this specifically for bloggers. So there are people using this for other scenarios like e-learning and whatnot. But the magic of wetoku is in the details that we went into for that one specific usage scenario, bloggers doing interviews. If people are using wetoku for other stuff, you're welcome to use it. We're glad you're using it, but this is what it was specifically designed for, and so bloggers were always there for you.
Okay, so let's go through it top to bottom. I'm going to interview you. You're in Seoul. I'm in Pennsylvania. I create my wetoku account. I send you a link. Obviously, we both have to have webcams and audio inputs of some kind. Then we're off, and we're doing the interview. I'm recording it, but where am I recording it to? How am I recording it? Is it on your servers? Is it coming to my Mac?
It's all being recorded on our servers. So we take the video from you, and we take the video from the interviewee, and then we put that onto the server and record that there. And right after the interview is done, the embed code is available, so you can just copy and paste that and put that into your blog, and you guys are rocking right away.
Okay, do I have any options as far as editing of the interview? If someone sneezes or something happens, is there any way for me to get the video down to my computer, work with it, and then send it back to you?
Right now it's raw and unedited, but you will be able to do some basic video editing in the future. That's something that we're looking at adding for our bloggers.
And so all the video is being hosted on your site. It stays there just like all the other video sharing sites. It's just I'm using an embed code to pull it down, but it's my video, and it's something I've created with someone on the other side of the world.
That's right. And the thing about video on the internet is you can yield some very high CPM rates out of video. Like Hulu.com, I read an article about how an episode of Simpsons yields more CPM, has a higher CPM rate than it would on Fox Primetime. So video on the internet, it's very targetable, and it's great, but it's great for advertisers. But the challenge is, most video on the internet has copyright issues associated with it. Most video on the internet is something like your cat playing piano or something like that. With wetoku, bloggers have something to say. Bloggers are interviewing other people who have something to say, so it's premium content. But on top of that, it's original content. It's original content that doesn't have copyright issues associated with it. It's the blogger making the interview him or herself. So by eliminating those two obstacles to video being kind of attractive to advertisers, we hope that wetoku can help bloggers monetize their blogs more effectively.
What kind of quality? In the world today, we're learning, all of us are learning more about quality. Of 640 by 480 was one thing. Now we're getting to HD. Obviously, you're not doing HD, I wouldn't think, but you know that's not what web video typically is anyway.
Right. It's the same as most content out on the internet when it comes to picture quality, so it's kind of like what you see on YouTube right now. If you guys want to see some examples, you can go to wetoku.com and do an interview yourself, or you can go to the Featured Users blog, and you can pull up an interview that Sarah Vella from featuredusers.com did with Guy Kawasaki.
Ah, okay. And Guy is always a good interview, so that'll you'll have a double purpose there.
She beat him up a little bit for not having his book on her bookshelf. He beat her up a little bit about that.
Yeah, that would be Guy. That would be Guy. Okay, we have to ask about price. How is this being monetized? Because you obviously can't have all those servers and all that bandwidth for nothing.
Yeah. Frankly, right now, we don't have a monetization play that's active right now. So everything is free right now. We have some premium features that are out there in the wild. Some people are using it. Some people don't have access to it just yet. So we're experimenting with some premium features to see if people do see value in paying for it on a subscription basis. So it's a freemium approach that we're taking. There will be a free version that will be ad supported in the future, and that will always be there. And there's a paid version that will have higher quality video, that will have a branding, so you can take out the wetoku logo, put in your own logo. You can do things like get text transcripts of your interview so that it's easier for you to write an article to go around that interview. And also, it makes the video searchable, so it gets picked up by the search engines.
Very cool. Now, I should have asked this before because you mentioned the embed code for my blog, but are you doing anything with my video on your site as well?
We don't do anything with your video unless you ask us to, or we ask you to and you give us permission to. So it's your video, and you do with it as you please, and you can even make it private so that it's not kind of open for other people to search for. It has a uniquely generated random URL that isn't very easy for people to figure out.
You beat me to my next question because I'm thinking about something like this for corporate use, where I may be a business blogger or I may be doing something internal for my company, and now I really don't mind sharing it with my employees, but I don't want to share it with the world. So I do have the option to make it completely private so that I'm the only one that can embed it or show it anywhere.
Right. But once it is embedded, those people who will be able to see it at that site where you've embedded it. One usage scenario that I thought was very intriguing, internally in a company, be it a law firm or a manufacturing firm or whatever, if there is a best practice that you want to share internally with people, you may have somebody interview that subject matter expert and using wetoku and embed that interview into your company blog that's internal or your intranet. That would be a great way to spread the knowledge within the organization.
Forgive me, what kind of resolution are we getting at the end out of this?
You get the same resolution that you get out of YouTube.
Yeah. That's obviously more than usable.
Absolutely. These days, with the internet, I guess expectations are steadily going up, and with that, webcam quality is going up, and as webcam quality goes up, we'll see wetoku quality go up as well.
Do we have any, I know you can't do a day-long broadcast, but any kind of basic time limit on how long these interviews are supposed to be or can be?
Theoretically, there's no limit, but I guess if you went on and on and on and on.
Yeah, but in other words, thered be no problem with, say, doing an hour interview.
We actually had an hour interview done by Technorati. Eric Olson from Technorati interviewed somebody from, I think it's Breitbart, BREITBART, and that interview went on for an hour. So it was a pretty lengthy interview with lots of great content inside of it. So that's something that you guys want to check out at the Technorati 2009 State of the Blogosphere, which will be released over the course of 5 days next week.
It sounds like a very cool service. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Thank you very much. And you guys, please check out wetoku.com. We're here at BlogWorld Expo rocking it, and we're loving it. Thank you, BlogWorld, for having us here.
And thank you for joining us on MacVoicesTV.
Oh, geez, yes, you're welcome, and thank you for having us, man.
I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoicesTV at BlogWorld in Las Vegas. Until the next time, thanks for watching. MacVoicesTV is part of the MacVoices group and a member of Mac Level 10.